Hello guys, good afternoon. How are you doing? Thank you so much guys for joining me once again in this video. So today guys, I'm with you guys, the aspiring nurses. This is your time, this is your video, this is your story. I'm here to tell it to you guys. I'm here to tell you the story guys. It's just a tip off. I know the interviews are around, not the interviews anyway, the January intake is around, and very soon, let's just keep our fingers crossed. They might advertise as soon as manje. So after getting this thing, we are going to apply online as soon as possible, as soon as we see the advert, so that we won't miss it again this time guys. But I just want to give you some advice, just a tip off guys, on the interview questions, so that you won't miss it. Okay, I don't want you guys to wamboanamkana wekudedzwa ku-interview, then you fail the interview. That's bad. That's really bad guys. You just need to go there really well prepared, then you pass your interview, utangachi your journey as a nurse. Right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just giving you a tip guys. Disclaimer, I'm not the recruiter. I'm not anything in the Ministry of Health except being a nurse working for the government. Okay, so please, I'm not anything, and we are just helping each other here. I don't even know the interview questions right now, the interview questions that are coming, so we have to know this. I am giving you just a tip off guys, so here you have to carefully and listen carefully guys. Okay, so what I want to tell you guys is, of course, I know you guys, you've been researching, you've been looking for the interview questions and answers on YouTube, Facebook, on social media anyway. But yes, of course, it's correct. That's correct. That's very correct. It's not something that I can despise. Yes, everyone needs to know. Everyone needs to familiarize with the interview questions and how to answer. That's very good. Okay, but yeah, I just want to speak specifically for our country. Like now, you as an aspiring nurse, you need to look around, be observant. We don't want a situation when you go for an interview, then you are surprised what you have been preparing for is not something that you came across. We interview Momo. So what you need to do guys, is to be observant, look around, check what is happening and read about it. Okay, that's what I say. What did I say? Okay, check what is happening and observe, read about it. Okay, if I'm saying read about, go and research about it, so that you have the information, because if you have information, you've got power guys. So what am I saying? Right guys, there are a lot of things that has been happening around us, in our communities, in our country, health wise. Like now there's an outbreak of cholera. There's an outbreak of cholera. Like, was it yesterday or today? I heard by news radio, they were saying there is cholera outbreak, right? I've not but I just want to let you know that there is cholera guys. It's a serious case. They were saying, statistically, they were saying about 100 confirmed cases of cholera and about 5,000 suspected cases of cholera around the nation, in all our 10 provinces, in some districts of our 10 provinces in Zimbabwe. So it means there is an outbreak guys, but do you know about it? Are you aware that there is an outbreak of cholera? Do you know what cholera is? How is this cholera spread? Do you know the signs and symptoms of cholera? Do you know how to manage it at home? Because patient will be like having diarrhea, excess diarrhea and vomiting. Those are some of the signs and symptoms. Okay, do you know how to manage dehydration at home? Do you know the oral rehydration solution? How how to make it, how to prepare the oral rehydration solution, what we call the salt and sugar solution. Do you know how to prepare it? The 6 level teaspoons and of sugar, and they have a level teaspoon of salt plus boiled cooled water in a 1 liter. Is it 1 liter or 2 liter? 1 liter. Do you know about it? But that's the information that you need to know. Okay, if you see that there is an outbreak, go and research about it. Go and research and read about it. What is happening? Okay, do you know the hand hygiene? Do you really know how to wash your hands? Because it goes hand in hand with the condition, because the condition is spread through water and food. Poor hygiene. Do you know that? Hmm? Do you know how to wash your hands? What advice can you give? It's another question that can come. What advice can you give to the community in relation to cholera, in relation to hand hygiene, in relation to hand hygiene? What are you going to tell the community? You are the nurse. The washing of hands before and after handling food, the washing of hands after visiting the toilet, the washing of thoroughly wash the vegetables and fruits with clean water, regular wash, hand wash. When you cook your food, make sure you boiling of the water to drink. To drink, guys. All those are the answers to such questions. If you are asked such kind of a question, advice that you can give to the community related to cholera or even typhoid, because the same way of spread. Previously, there was cases of typhoid. That what is it? What is typhoid? How is it spread? How do we manage it? Be it at home or hospital? How do you? Hospital ungatadza kuziva, but at home, what are you going to do if you see kuti une patient iri kuita diarrhea or what are you going to do? Those are some of the questions that you need to look around. This is happening. This is something that is happening in our country, and you have to know it. Say usiri kuzviziva. When you get to that interview chair, you are not even aware that there is cholera outbreak. You are not even aware. There was this polio campaign that was happening last week, that previous week. Yakapera mai manje on the 13th of October. Do you know about it? Our kids were being vaccinated. Vaidonhedzerwa polio vaccine. Are you aware of it? What is polio? What are the signs and symptoms of polio? How is it managed? Do you know? You don't know. Why? Why was there information? It was something that it's something that has been happening. It's something that happened here in Zimbabwe. But you are not even aware. Nurses were coming to your communities, they were getting into schools, vaccinating the kids, but you are not even aware of it. Then you come for an interview, you are being asked such a question, and oh boy, it has stuck. But it's something that has been going on. It's something that has been going on in your communities, but you get stuck. Why end up you've been preparing for a nursing interview? For that matter. For that matter. But you don't know what is happening. These are communicable diseases like the spread in our communities very fast. These are things that happens in our communities. And we are expected to know, especially if you are an aspiring nurse, if you are somebody who wants to be a nurse, we have to know. There are no two ways about it. Ungazotadza zvako kuziva kuti nemo, but uneka idea, you've got something to say. I remember when I went for my interview, I was asked about vitamin A deficiency. And mind you guys, I was coming from school. And now I was coming from school and I was fresh from school. I had no idea, but I had to research before the interview. I was asked about vitamin A deficiency, the signs and symptoms. They loved it me because one of the signs that I knew that I have read about the beetroot spots, you know, but maybe it was because of anxiety or what. Beetroot what? Pitot what? Silently, I was thinking, and if but I was thinking loudly. I was like, Pitot, Pitot, Pitot. Then they heard about it. Something is coming from my mouth. They said, what? Then I was like, Pitot, Pitot, Pitot. You know, about that. Anyway, after all, I passed the interview. Even now, anyway, so guys, what am I saying? This is something that you need to know, guys. And the news is you won't get it from the sky. You get it from Zim News. Guys, unoinzwa paradhiyo, Zim News, ZTV, and Google News, newspapers. That's where those things are being talked about. Like, if you are somebody who doesn't know, or who doesn't get into people, zvive zviri kuitika, but ukaverenga news, ukanzwa news patv, zviri kutaurwa. Even Makuseni, they were talking about cholera outbreak, vachitotaura statistics and all that. But if you don't know, if you don't listen, if you're especially if you're an aspiring nurse, somebody who wants to get into this ministry, terera, inzwa, ona, then you read about it. And then I wanted to ask you, then you have to know the current Minister of Health and Child Care, the Deputy Minister, you have to know the Permanent Minister of Health and Child Care, you have to know those ones, you have to know, because they might ask you. So you need to know all that. Then about the child health card, that child health card, there are some diseases listed, you have to know about them. Not the specifics, but to know. 6 killer diseases, but there are now many. Then you can be asked again. Let me check. You can be asked. You can be asked about the good qualities of a nurse. Of course, it's an obvious question. They tell me about yourself. It's a straight question. I once did a video on these questions, guys. I'm nice to mention anyway. So you need to talk about yourself. Tell them about yourself professionally, not in 7, 10. Don't talk about that. Talk about if you are not someone as number in course, just talk about your achievements, your secondary school achievements, and what you have been doing after this. Are you somebody who was just seated at home, or you were doing something? If you were into vending, if you were into whatever, just talk about that. Because even vending, do you know what vendor and a very good customer? They know vending straight away. Good customer care, bata vanhu zvakanaka, because you have been talking to people, you have got this customer care, the customer care service skills, we have them. Then communication skills, we have them. Obvious, hakuna munhu anotengesa akanyarara, say the bero pano madomasi, and you'll be talking to people, negotiating. People will be negotiating for, so you will be talking to people. So it's obviously you know how to talk to people, you know how to communicate with the public, you have got these skills. Saka unogona kutoita like iwaviga chivhenda chako uchiti ndachitengesa mabhero zvinonyadzisa, yeti ndo zvazvichakwanisa basa wana. I'm just pulling your legs, guys. Then you can be asked, why do you want to be a nurse? It's in the previous video, guys. I will link it in the description column below so that you know how to answer this question. Then you can be asked how to wash your hands. You can be asked the practices that can be done kumusha on the. All right, the advice to community. Let me just read about it. Advice that you can give to community in relation to cholera outbreak or typhoid cholera. boil the water for water to drink. Clean boiled. If boil water to drink, wash hands before and after handling food, wash hands after visiting the toilet, wash all fruits and vegetables thoroughly with clean water, practice cat methods kana kusina where there are no blade toilets like mamusha yekuti iya inonzi dig and hide. If you want to go to the toilet to do your number 2, you have to dig and hide it so that ainge iri pachena. That's the other issue. Most people will be just getting into the bushes vachingotsveta pese pese manumber 2 avo. Saka that one, it can be the source of the spread. If that person is infected with cholera, akaita number 2 yake in the bush, then like now we are in the rain season, that number 2 is washed off nemvura inopinda water bodies where we get our water to use, like water for drinking, to use in the households. So you advise people just to dig and hide it. Okay, that's the kit methods. Okay, right, desist from bush. Okay, that's one. Then plenty of oral fluids to somebody who is having diarrhea or vomiting. You try by all means to give them plenty of oral fluids. At the same time, you need to take them to the hospital. Then you should prepare or salt and sugar solution, 6 level teaspoons of sugar, half level teaspoon of salt, boiled and cooled water in 1 liter. Then you give your patient, and make sure that mvura iyoyo inongomwiwa for 24 hours. If the patient is not drinking much, is not tolerating much fluids, mvura iyoyo ikapfuura 24 hours, you have to throw it away, prepare another bottle, ingori same. At the same time, you'll be taking your patients to the hospital, or you'll be reporting that case to the health facility. Like those who are in the rural areas, we have to report. Even here in the communities, we have to report such cases of suspected cholera. Because cholera on its own, guys, it can kill a person in 72 hours. Kana personal help. You need to know all that. Are we together? Then the Minister of Health and Childcare, Dr. Douglas Mombeshora, Secretary Jasper Chimedza, Dr. Jasper Chimedza, all that, the good qualities of a nurse, caring, punctuality, good communication skills, committed. There are a lot of questions, okay? Then the issue of looking around, that was the main issue, and we are guys, just to give you some advice. I want all of you guys to pass this interview exam, this interview questions, this interview exam. I want all of you guys to pass so that love you guys, love you. You know, guys, that I love you so much. So what I want you guys to do, the last thing that I want to tell you guys, is to look around, observe, and whatever you get, go and research, read about it, and know it. Remember, knowledge is power. You guys, with knowledge, guys, you can pass your interviews. Perfecto. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you know whenever I upload a new video on this platform. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Our eyes are closed when we start